Imagine earning what you do now, but spending it in a city where housing might cost you 6% more than the national average. Would it still be worth it if the rest of your lifestyle balanced things out? A lot of people are surprised when they dig into what it really costs to live in Auburn, Washington, because it's not just about rent or mortgage, it's about groceries, healthcare, gas, utilities, and whether your lifestyle actually fits the budget you think you have. Hey, I'm Yvonne Brink with the Brink Home Team, and I help folks like you figure out if Auburn is the right place to plant roots, raise a family, or just slow things down without giving up too much convenience. I've lived and worked in this area long enough to know that cost of living stats don't tell the whole story. So today we're going to dive into the real cost, what you'll actually pay each month, and how it compares to other cities around us, whether you're moving here from out of state, relocating for work, or just tired of Seattle prices. I want you to feel confident in your decisions. So let's break it all down. Let's start with the biggest piece of your monthly budget: housing. If you're renting in Auburn, expect to pay somewhere between $2,000 and $2,200 a month for a decent two-bedroom apartment. That's already above the national average by a pretty good margin. Now, if you're thinking about buying a home here, prices can range quite a bit. Median home prices run anywhere from $568,000 and up to $700,000. And depending on the neighborhood, areas like Lakeland Hills or Lee Hill are newer and more expensive. Older parts of downtown are a bit more affordable compared to Tacoma or Kent. Auburn's home prices are competitive, but still not cheap. The question becomes, what are you getting for that price? Many buyers feel it's worth it because of the community feel, school options, and easy access to I-5 and Highway 167. Utilities are actually one of the few categories where Auburn comes in below the national average. Most people here pay between $100 to $160 a month for basic utilities like electric, water, and garbage. That's about 8% lower than the national average. Internet will run you around $65 to $85 a month, depending on your provider. And the good news is, many areas in Auburn are already wired for fiber. Note, this is where things can start to add up. Gas prices, car insurance, and commute costs in Auburn are anywhere from 17 to 25% higher than the national average. If you're driving daily, especially up to Seattle or Bellevue, you'll feel it at the pumps and on your tires. But here's a small win. Auburn has a Sounder train station. If your job is in downtown Seattle or Tacoma, the train might save you time and money, especially if your employer offers Orca Card benefits. If you're still watching, I have a feeling you're serious about making that move to Auburn, Washington, and that's awesome. I'm Yvonne Brink with the Brink Home Team, a local real estate agent here in Auburn, but more importantly, I'm someone who wants you to feel confident and informed before you decide where to live. This isn't about selling you anything. It's about giving you the right kind of information, and I wish more people had access to before making a big life decision. Let's keep going. Groceries in Auburn are a mixed bag. Prices are a little higher than the national average, about 9% more, but most families still end up spending less overall, especially if you shop smart. A couple can expect to spend around $400 to $500 a month on food, while a family of four averages closer to $800. It really depends on where you shop. Safeway and Fred Meyer's are very popular mid-range stores, but if you're on a tighter budget, Grocery Outlet and Winco's can make a huge difference. Healthcare is one of the more expensive parts of living in Auburn. Costs here are about 20 to 30% above the national average, which is pretty consistent across King County. So whether it's doctor visits, prescription, or insurance premiums, you'll want to build a little extra room into your budget. This is especially important if you're caring for young kids or aging parents, or if you rely on regular medical care. So let's talk about what life feels like when you're not working or paying bills. A night out in Auburn, dinner and a movie for two might cost you around $65 to $80, depending on where you go. That's still more affordable than Seattle, and you won't have to fight for parking either. Gym memberships range from $40 to $70 a month, and there's no shortage of trails, parks, and lakes that are completely free to enjoy. So while your essentials might cost more here, your quality of life doesn't have to suffer. In fact, a lot of people feel they can do more without overspending. Let's talk about the big picture. What does it take to live comfortably in Auburn? For a single adult, most budget tools suggest you need to earn about $3,500 a month before taxes. If you're a couple with no kids, plan on around $5,000 a month. And a family of four, you'll want a monthly gross income closer to $7,500 to feel financially stable and have room for savings and fun. These numbers included everything: housing, food, transportation, healthcare, and a little cushion. Compared to Seattle, Issaquah, or Bellevue, Auburn gives you more space and lower home prices, but you're still paying a premium to live in King County. If you're choosing between an Auburn and nearby cities like Kent or Tacoma, the difference are more about the vibe than price. Auburn has a suburban feel with lots of community events and parks. Kent is a little more urban and industrial. Tacoma has more art and history feel, but also higher crime rates in certain areas. So is Auburn worth the cost? For some people, absolutely. The lifestyle, location, and convenience check all of the right boxes. For others, especially those watching every dollar, it might take a little more planning. Either way, now you know what to expect, and that's put you ahead of the game. In the next video, we're comparing Auburn to nearby cities like Tacoma and Issaquah. If you're not totally sure where your money goes the furthest, you won't want to miss it. I'll see you there.